welcome back. Thank you for coming again.
Thank you for having me.
And we're talking about pregnancy today. Funny enough,
You're talking.
when you actually did or did have your babies back then, we never really had these conversations, and I had always used to think that maybe there were questions that weren't okay to ask about, at that time, even though I was very, very curious. I guess because you had your babies before me and I wanted to know, or maybe I didn't, But anyway, we're here now, we're talking about it today. I feel like over the years, a couple of things have changed, and talking about these things now almost feels like you are trying to educate, or probably just, share more with people about the reality behind the pictures, and maybe I don't know how to put it, but let's get right into it, I guess. Who goes first? What was pregnancy like for you? Can you even remember?
What do you mean? I'm not that old.
Oh well, maybe some people forget.
No, well, the thing about pregnancy is, the truth is, you forget the painful things that you went through. So it's the aftermath that you remember.
Okay.
So but for me, my first pregnancy was, so the thing with the first, you Google everything.
Yeah.
Right from, okay, discovered I was pregnant, to counting per weeks. What is this baby supposed to be doing by this time? So I kept checking. I had that diary. I felt this movement, and I think the fun part for me in pregnancy is, when baby kicks.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love that part.
At least the baby is still alive.
I'm telling you. So for me, that's pregnancy. I can't remember. I know I had the morning sickness bit for 3 months, the first trimester. Then after that, it was just eating and eating galore. I didn't have any complications. It was okay for me to an extent. But you see, my second pregnancy, jeez, it was another ball game entirely. When they say two pregnancies are not the same,
Yeah, it's
I
true.
believe it. Well, for some people it might be the same, but for
Yeah.
me, these two. The second one was very dramatic, very chaotic. I was in and out of hospitals. After the first 3 months of normal morning sickness,
Yeah.
it was from fainting to just passing out. Yes,
Fainting.
I can just sit down, and then I could not even stand anywhere very hot. So if you turn off this AC for like a bit, I'm gone. I'm telling you, it was that bad. I am gone.
And that was a medical condition.
They didn't even call it anything, but they just said, oh, it's part of the things you go
Pregnancy.
through during pregnancy. So
Wow.
I was admitted like how many times for my second pregnancy, do you get? And it was a case of just do and come out.
Oh wow.
Do you get? For me, for the second pregnancy. But I didn't have all those other major complications people used to have. Like, when they say some people have some form of diseases or
I think what
sicknesses.
you had was major enough. I'm not sure.
Will I call it
anybody
major?
could have
Because I could
coped
narrow
with
it
more
down
than
to not being confined to a space.
Yeah.
That was my issue. So as long as I am where there is correct ventilation, I'm good. But the moment probably there's no light or electricity is cut, I'm finished. Do you understand? So that was it for me. So then giving birth to my first child was, there were so many complications. I almost lost my life. The first child. But the second child was fine. It was very okay. I saw my baby. The first one I didn't see her because it was
that. For
from
how long?
I think it was a day or two.
Wow.
I can't remember because I was in ICU, so I cannot remember. But all I remember was after I gave birth to my daughter, I passed out. The last I could remember was lumps coming out from me, thick lumps, and all I heard was blood. All I heard was, stay with me, stay with me. That was the last thing I heard. And the next thing I remember was telling whoever was there that I am very cold.
Mm.
I'm very cold. And that was all again until I woke up in ICU. But I thank God we're here today, right?
Wow.
We're
How
here
come I
today.
didn't know about this?
So I think the thing with pregnancies and childbirth is that sometimes it is until
You're
you
not ready
ask.
to talk about
Not
it.
really, it is until you ask. Most times people just say, ah, congratulations, you have a child, you have a baby, you have a boy, you have a girl. And then nobody goes, how was it? I think they just allow the mother process. I don't know, I really do not know. But many
I
people
would
don't ask.
say
Mm,
maybe it was us not trying to be intrusive, you
could be,
know.
could be.
I feel like maybe sometimes people think it's an experience just between the husband and the wife and not something that, at least in the immediate, you should be asking about, maybe.
And then most times in our culture, when you say, ah, how was it? Say, ah, fine, we thank God.
Yes,
And then you
exactly.
close the chapter. But then it gets to probably when somebody says, let me know more.
Yeah.
But most people don't go that deep. So I think that's why we really don't share.
Because this was a lot.
Yeah, it was actually.
Oh,
For the two
wow. And I
pregnancies,
thought I had it bad.
it was. But we thank God, at least. I can't remember what they called the first one. They said it was something tear that I had. And I think it was cervix.
Yeah.
It tore quite a bit, and then they were able to stop it. But enough about me.
It started out rough. I found out I had fibroids, and the fibroid was trying to abort the baby.
Oh wow.
So how I knew that I was pregnant was, it was time for my monthly period and it wasn't coming.
Okay.
But I was having terrible pains. Normally I would always have premenstrual pain that starts maybe a week before.
Yeah.
But I'd never had it that bad. And so I was wondering what was going on. And then I decided to do a pregnancy test because, my period wasn't coming. And I found out I was pregnant, but I wasn't in the country. So I had to wait till I got back. And when I got back, my husband and myself went to a clinic and they confirmed that I was pregnant. And then, the doctor was like, it was a lady doctor.
Okay.
And it was a shock to me when she was like, there's nothing we can do about the fibroids.
Oh wow.
If you lose the baby, you lose the baby.
No emotions.
No emotions. And this was a woman, so I was really surprised.
Wow.
If the baby stays, the baby stays. So just go back home and see
Live
what
your normal
happens.
life.
Yes.
Wow.
And so I had to go back home, endured the pain. Thankfully, my baby stayed. But for the rest of the pregnancy, it was pretty easy. I didn't have morning sickness, but I couldn't eat.
Lucky. Oh wow.
I never had morning sickness, but I could not eat. So I wasn't vomiting. I didn't have all those, but I literally could not eat for 6 months.
Wow.
For 6 months, I could not eat. So I was dependent on, I had those cravings for very funny things like pregnant women do. Mine was very pepperish noodles.
Oh, okay.
So,
not the sand and stones.
No, very The noodles had to be really peppery. And people used to say pregnant women are not supposed to eat pepper, food with pepper, but I couldn't stand anything that did not have pepper. So I was eating.
But were you like
noodles.
throwing up if you?
No.
Oh, it's just that you couldn't eat it.
I never threw up.
Wow,
Yeah.
aren't you lucky?
I never threw up, and I hope, that it continues to happen.
This way.
But we'll get there.
You should.
We'll get there because honestly, it's almost as if I have phobia for getting pregnant again. But we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay.
So I was eating noodles. I was eating pepper soup.
Anything with pepper.
Anything with pepper. Those were the only things I could stand. and then gari and sugar. I could survive. I was surviving like gari and every
Wow.
day. So those were the only three things I could eat until I got to my third trimester. In my third trimester, I was eating like I don't know how to explain it. I ate so much.
Like a crazy person.
I ate so much that every week, whenever I would go for antenatal, it was almost like I was gaining 10 kg every week. I kept eating and eating and eating.
And you didn't even think about your baby?
No. I could not stop myself. I used to try to take walks during the day, try to do exercise, but I don't know. I'm not sure it worked. And then delivery, the day of the delivery, I had an issue. I don't know how common or how, because I'd never heard about it before, but then I was told something about resource factor.
Oh, yes.
And there was some sort of incompatibility between me and my child. And so I had to be put on IV. And then a week had actually passed after my expected due dates. So at that time, I had developed high blood pressure. My feet were swollen. And, you know, I had just carried my bag on that day I was going for antenatal because it was a week after. I was tired. I wasn't sleeping. And so we got to the hospital and immediately they saw me. They were just like, "You're not going back home today." So good thing I had my bag with me. And I was admitted. I was induced. First of all, between the period, the time when I was induced until I was fully dilated to give birth was about 22 hours.
You're kidding me?
So I was in the hospital on the bed for 22 hours thereabouts before I was even fully dilated to give birth to the baby. 22 hours. So already 22 hours. Yes, it was literally a day.
Wow.
And then the delivery was very fast. Within 15 minutes, I believe, I had given birth, only for me to find out I had third-degree tears. And so I was immediately, they removed the baby. They just started stitching me, and they were stitching me, and they kept giving me injections to reduce the pain as they were stitching. Buki, I still have that trauma till today. I remember that pain. I cannot forget the pain. It was painful. And I think for me, it's trying to have a baby again is something that I'm struggling with. I know that, I've chosen to wait to get married again before having another child. But even at that,
the fear is there.
I do not know if it's something that I want to experience again. I desire to have babies, but you know, I also tell myself from time to time that I can actually also be satisfied having just one child, because I don't know if I have it in me to go through that experience again.
Yeah, but then you can consider CS instead of doing natural. So I think if the issue wasn't the whole duration of 9 months and it's just about the delivery process, I think luckily science or medicine has made it easier for us. So having a small tear now down here, which will not even be visible anymore, can be an option. So I say, worry not, my friend. Don't let that hinder you from your twins.
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're not the first person that suggested that. And I mean, even my mom actually said that, because when the waiting period was getting too much the first time, she actually kept asking the doctors, we're ready to do CS, wanted to do CS, but they were,
At that time, they won't do CS.
they objected, because they were like, there's nothing to worry about. There wasn't any concern, with me and the baby. And so
Can I drink as I try to take this in? Okay, thank you.
So, and I wanted to ask you, because I don't know if it's just me, but pregnancy, motherhood, how has it affected your quality of life? How has it affected even your outlook on life, or just generally who you are as a person today?
I think for me, it has its plus and minus. I'll just try to balance it. So when I say plus and minus, plus in the sense that, okay, let me start with the negative. You are no longer alone. Before you make any decision, now you have to consider those creatures. I love those creatures. I love them. But you're just not alone anymore.
Yeah.
It's not just about you. So if you want to take up this job, you want to go on this vacation, you want to buy this, even as small as things for you, your clothes, you think of, oh, do I really need this? Let me buy it for A and B instead. You get? So it really changes you. You're no longer one. And then another negative is you're responsible for bringing up people that would either contribute positively to the society or create a nuisance. And when you have this kind of huge responsibility, sometimes it scares me. I will not even lie. Because growing up, my father and mother, my parents really tried. I had so many opportunities. In fact, if I wanted to be a bad person, I would have clearly been a bad person. So I think it still boils down to your upbringing, rather, how you grew up. Same thing for me. That pressure is on my head. Am I going to do the same thing for my kids? Am I showing them the right path, or am I just being a new generation more parents and saying, just do your thing, be free? So it's when you think of all these responsibilities, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But the positives for me, I look at these people and I'm like, wow,
I did this.
I did me knock. Do you get? Is it not me? These are my people, I give birth to these people. They're doing well in school. So it gives you that joy. Marrying it with having a career is challenging, I will tell you, very challenging. Because you have to factor that, oh, these people are going to school, you have your own life, you have to make ends meet, it's very challenging. People talk about balance, work-life balance. You have to really want to do it, because it doesn't come to you naturally.
Yeah.
You have to sacrifice a whole lot of things. And I will never blame anybody saying, do you know what, let me focus on my children and leave the career. I will never blame anybody saying that, because it is a whole lot of work. Same for those that say, I cannot leave my career, let me get nannies, I will not blame anybody. You just have to find your own balance. Yeah. That's just it. So whatever works for you, what works for you now might not work for me. You might be free with having nannies and all. I might say no, it doesn't work. I might be free with having nannies. You might say no, it's just me and my child. So whatever works for you. I cannot use my own handbook to judge you. Likewise, you too. So it's challenging, but it is good. It's rewarding.
Yeah.
When you see them, you look back and smile. I don't think it's anything so negative that, because I have friends that say, in fact, if they're watching that, they will know themselves. They tell me, no, I'm not giving birth. I don't want anything babies. I would rather have dogs, cats, or probably surrogates. Use people to give birth. But then again, whatever works for anybody,
it's fine.
It's fine. Society shouldn't dictate to us what makes us a good parent or what makes us a bad parent. Whatever works for you, that's always what I say. So what has been working for you? How have you been managing? Because I know you have so many things on your plate. And then being a single mom too.
Yes, being a single mom is tough. But I also would say it has a positive um, aspect to it, in the sense that yes, it's difficult having to maybe travel, knowing that you have a child and all of that. But I also feel like it makes it easier for me to, I mean, I make all the decisions by
Yeah.
myself. So sometimes I'm able to choose to be a bit selfish and say, you know what, it's just 1 week, I have to do this. And as long as I have a good support system where I know that I'm entrusting my child into the care of somebody that I really, really trust. So I I just develop, that courage, and I go get what I want. I do what I want to do. I just always make sure that it's not excessive. So I can be gone for a week. I know my son is fine, and then I'm back. So that has allowed me to be able to maybe go further with my career, go further in achieving some of the dreams that I always had. Because honestly, let me tell you, I am nothing without my dreams. I am not. I don't want to be.
You don't want to
just
up, yeah.
I don't want to give up. My childhood dreams. And apart from that, what motherhood has also done for me is it has pushed my limits. Like, I never knew that I was as capable as motherhood has made me become. Like, there are some things that I did not know I could do, but when you have a child, I will paint an example. If you're doing exercise and you're feeling pains and all that, you can choose to say, I'm not doing anymore, I want to stop, I want to rest, or I'm done for today. But if I'm holding my child and I'm nothing can make me drop that child. No matter how tired my arms are,
that determination is there.
It comes from somewhere that you don't understand. So that's level of capability or strength, even mentally,
yes,
you become stronger mentally, if not physically, and so it comes from the inside. And what that has done for me is I've been able to push from that place to also achieve, do other things, achieve more results in other areas.
So that it gives you superpower.
Yes, it gives me some form of superpower, and I'm ready to use that power to do everything, be everything I can possibly be. And so, from that perspective, being single has also been a blessing. And as much as I look forward to getting married again, and having more children and all that, I also have requirements. I have deal breakers, and so I would want someone, or I would only be able to be with someone that would allow me to still follow that path, be able to still do all I want to do, be all I want to be, and just generally, you can't have it all in life, but you can have as much as possible, right? There's no limitation, there's no boundary. So I would need to have someone that has that same mindset, really. So motherhood, pregnancy, for anyone watching, for anyone who is still not only single, but for the young girls, for the young adults, who will be privileged to watch this, I would say nothing in life comes easy. except you don't make choices, or except you don't have a desire or a wish to try, it is going to be difficult. You are going to have your moments. You are going to face challenges, right? Sometimes you are going to make wrong choices, wrong decisions, but there's nothing you cannot come back from. And there's nothing that you cannot surmount, you know, or move past. You just need to be willing to try.
Be open-minded too.
Be open-minded, you know. Be courageous. You need to be strong, but you can do it, right?
Yeah.
So yes.
And I think for me, I see, like when you were talking about strength, it's we that we have partners, we don't know the kind of blessing we have sometimes.
Yes.
I think we forget, because like they always say, two heads are better than one. Do you get? That support is always there. Because I remember then too, at least even till now, before my husband got transferred, he helps with the kids. So I can imagine the workload. Do you get? Some women don't have it easy. Even some are married to people that don't even support in the house.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Some of us are even lucky enough to have spouses that are ready to help. So when you talk about these things that you've done, I just see that hidden strength.
Yeah.
Do you get? I don't think everybody can have it as rosy. And many single parents watching too, I think, man, I give you guys kudos, because
Thank you.
It's a lot of work.
Thank you.
It is a lot. I will not even lie. It is a
Thank
lot
you.
of work.
I know.
Managing kids,
Sleepless nights,
managing, yes.
when they are sick.
And you have to carry this burden alone, nobody else to, you know. Because you can easily wake somebody up, okay, please, it's your turn.
Yeah.
But you have no choice.
Yeah, 100%.
You have no choice.
100% attendance. I know. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yes, being a single mother is not it's not a stigma.
It's not a crime.
It's not a crime. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And there's nothing that says you cannot be a single mother today and then be married tomorrow. Yes, I think the world is moving to a more
It's
evolving, becoming more accepting, you know, and generally just not being, because my mom, I love my mom. We have, you know, our moments and our issues, but my mom has always been supportive. Like, it's almost like saying, when you have a foundation, and because you have that foundation, you cannot fall beyond a certain level. So my mom has been that level. My mom has been that foundation. No matter, you know, how much we fight, because we do fight a lot. We have a lot of similar characteristics, and so we fight. But she always comes through. I can confidently leave my child with her and know that he's getting the best possible care. And so I'm thankful for that, right? Kudos to the moms, kudos to, you know, the support systems that we have.
You cannot just underestimate
it. Thank you today. We don't take it for granted. We love you. And yes, we're done for today. Thank you for coming, Bukky.
Are you going to have me again?
Over and over and over. And
you will not get tired of seeing this face.
No. There's so much we can still talk about, so much, you know, other aspects of life that I think that, yes, we do need to talk about. So,
like your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Don't worry, she should have me again. I'm going to expose her. This girl, I have a long list. I have all the breakup messages. Those that broke her heart and sent her breakup messages by text, by email, by voice.
You're such a liar. Okay, thank you guys. That's all for today. Bye.
Bye.
about my boyfriends. How many boyfriends have I ever had?